The Autumn Trophy is the climax to a busy year for the Avon Tyres Formula Ford 1600 Championship.
For a single-seater proper racing car category, it's as affordable as it can be. We have a control tyre, all the engines are the same, the 1600 Kent engine. The attraction for so many people coming in is because the cars in each class are so evenly matched. So much of it is about the quality of the driver, and it's that level of competition which draws people in.
Tom Hodgson is a prime example of a newcomer to the championship.
I was actually a race mechanic for a couple of guys, and I've always wanted to do it. Saved up, and I thought I almost had enough money, so I've come and done the championship this year. Had a great time, but had a few crashes along the way, but I've progressed as the season's gone on. I was right at the back at first, and I'm now near the middle, so I'm happy with what I've done this year and hoping to do it next year again.
And it's the atmosphere in the paddock that's really stood out for Tom.
It's absolutely fantastic. If you can see behind me, there's a guy working on that car from the next door garage who's doing it for free. I've had help up and down the field. All the progress I've made is through the field, helping me and saying, you know, no, try this gear on this corner. And from the drivers to the mechanics to the big teams, the guys who turn up with Arctic trucks, they've all helped me. It's been great.
The starting grid for race 2 is based on the results of the earlier encounter, which means that the race 1 winner, David MacArthur, will lead them away with Martin Short alongside. So who's going to win this one? The red lights are on. You're on board with Stuart Jones from the second row of the grid, and it looks like a clean start for Stuart. It looks like a very good start this time for David MacArthur, and I think a hit from behind there for Stuart as Tom MacArthur comes by, and he looked like he was having to correct the steering wheel and definitely lost momentum. And yes, look, around the outside of him at Old Hall Corner has gone Tom Hodgson in the 42 car, and that's going to put Stuart Jones down to 5th place then. So David MacArthur, the race 1 winner, gets the lead of the race this time through. That's number 8, Nigel Dolan, picking off a move on Steve Chapman early on in the race. You're on board with Martin Short, who led a number of laps in the first race. He got the best start in race 1, but not this time. He's there in 2nd place as he brakes now and turns into the Shell Oils hairpin. A little bit wide there from MacArthur through that banked right-hander. His younger brother Tom had a moment through that very corner on the first lap of the previous race, but he's looking good in 3rd place. There in 4th, going very well, is Tom Hodgson. Made an excellent start to the race, and you're on board now with Stuart Jones as he makes his way through the Britain chicane, climbs uphill then over hilltop, and it's a downhill run, a descent into the braking zone, which makes it a little bit tricky under braking on the way into the chicane, and they're showing that to be the case. It's Tom Hodgson who outbrakes himself and goes straight on all over the grass. He's going to lose a couple of places. Through comes Stuart Jones, through comes Ian Parkington. I think he'll just about get back on track before Nigel Dolan comes past. This is a replay from on board with just behind him Stuart Jones. Over the grass went Tom Hodgson in the Swift, the oldest car in this race, and well, at least he got away without any damage to the car. Lost a couple of places though. On board then with Martin Short in 2nd place. I think the second half of the lap, he's started to creep back up to the tail of David MacArthur. Remember, it's an aggregate of the 2 races that will determine the Wallpaper Central Autumn Trophy champion. And so if he wins this one, David MacArthur is going to be unbeatable. If Martin Short were to win, then he would need David MacArthur to finish 3rd or lower. Or failing that, if they both get a win and a 2nd apiece, it's going to go down to who gets the fastest race lap across the 2 races. At the moment, Martin Short just falling back away a little bit from the race leader, back into the clutches of Tom MacArthur. They've left behind now this man in 4th place, Stuart Jones, where he started. He did lose time off the line, possible hit to the back of the car, but was able to get back up to 4th place when Tom Hodgson, later on the first lap of the race, went straight on at the next chicane, which they're about to approach, Knickerbrook, and he outbrakes himself. So there is David MacArthur, the race leader, as well as looking to win the Autumn Trophy. He's also looking to win the overall Northern Formula Ford 1600 Championship, which has gone very well this season. Oh, wide and a spin there for number 17, Tom MacArthur. He just let the back end drift out, got on the throttle a bit too keenly, and he spins it around. Here's a replay, all was well going into the corner, but look, the back end just slides and around it snaps, and he's got his foot buried on the throttle there, but he can't get it pointed in the right direction, and that grass is still a little bit damp as well here in the autumnal conditions, so that's going to give a nice big gap now to Martin Short. So maybe he can concentrate on attacking rather than defending now. And this becomes the battle for third place. Stuart Jones coming under pressure from Ian Parkington as they come out through Deer Loop to complete another lap. Then we've got this three-way tussle here. Number 17, who had the spin, Tom MacArthur, getting a place back at the inside of Tom Hodgson. They've both had their moments at the Knickerbrook chicane in this race. They've got Nigel Dolan just with them as well. So a good scrap going on for these for this third place here, third and fourth together. And then a good scrap going on for fifth position. And Ian Parkington in the green and yellow Van Diemen RF13 having a little glance as they came out of Old Hall Corner, but he couldn't find a way through. Stuart Jones, a former champion. And this a replay of Tom MacArthur just nicely slotting one up the inside of Tom Hodgson, who, don't forget, is in a different class car. He's in a Class B car. All the others around him are in slightly more modern Class A cars. Now this is the battle for the final place on the podium, and this is a good run over Hilltop for Ian Parkington. Gets level with the number 30 car but can't find a way through, and he has to back off out of it, so a difficult place to overtake there. We have another chance at the end of the lap, probably the best place on the whole track to overtake. He's on the way into the final corner, Lodge, which the race leader is now heading down towards in the white number 15 car. There he is, into the final turn. And you can get a long tow down that back straight. The other place to overtake is Old Hall, but Lodge is definitely the clearest opportunity of the lap. There are a number of half chances elsewhere, but this time I don't think Ian Parkington is close enough to attack Stuart Jones. Stuart's champion last year in this category, but now with a new team, as straight on at the chicane goes Steve Chapman in the RF02 Van Diemen. So Steve Chapman losing a bit of time there to the leading pack. Through Old Hall Corner comes this battle for third place. Ian Parkington on the previous lap was all over the tail of Stuart Jones. Can they now be caught by number 17, Tom MacArthur, who's recovering from his spin? And we've got this very good dice going on between Tom Hodgson and Nigel Dolan for sixth position. And the gap is coming down all of a sudden to the race leader. So on board with Martin Short, and he absolutely eats into the advantage of David MacArthur. David very slow going through the Shell Oils hairpin, so he lost time on the previous lap. He's lost an awful lot of time at the start of this lap. The car is sliding around, look, so David MacArthur in trouble here. I would have thought he'd eaten into the tyres too much. They're fairly short sprint races, these. But the car is not handling as well as it was at the start of the race, and he's coming under huge pressure now from Martin Short. Martin, you'll remember, needs to win this race to have any chance of taking the Autumn Trophy title. He'll then need to make sure he's got a faster lap than David MacArthur. Look at this tremendous battle we got here for sixth place between the red and black Tom Hodgson Swift, number 42, and Nigel Dolan is having a much more enjoyable second race than the first, because he had dramas on the first lap in race one and was left a long way behind and had a lonely old time of it. But he's having a good time here. He's got somebody to play with, and Tom Hodgson is proving a worthy adversary here. Nigel at the moment cannot find a way through and has lost a bit of time through the chicane. What about this battle for the lead of the race, though? Look at these undulations here at Oulton Park. The 1600cc Kent engine of Martin Short. He's going to drive him around the outside, and he's got the lead of the race here. So a change of lead here at Oulton Park, and that could be a crucial move for the Autumn Trophy. It might now come down to that fastest lap. Here's the battle for third place, and look at number 17, Tom MacArthur. He's trying to squeeze in between Stuart Jones and Ian Parkington. Has he got his nose in front, going up through Deer Loop? They climb to the top of the hill, go over the start-finish line, but number 50, Ian Parkington, still got the inside line here. He breaks as late as he dares into Old Hall. He's still got his nose in front, but Tom MacArthur trying to come around the outside of him. He runs off onto the curbs here. He knows that the next corner's a left-hander. He knows he's got the line, and Tom MacArthur finally makes his way through, back up into fourth place then. But tremendous driving from both of them there. For three corners, they were side by side and no contact. Going pretty quickly at the moment is Steve Chapman, but he's trying to reel them all in after his earlier mistake at the chicane. And there is the new race leader, Martin Short. Some handling issues, no doubt, for David MacArthur leading up to that pass. And Martin might now be able to pull away. And look at this scrap still going on here for fourth place. Tom MacArthur is one of the quickest drivers out there at the moment. He's gone too quickly into the chicane, though. He's gone down the escape road, so he's going to lose time here, and he cuts back just in front of Ian Parkington. So I think he'll get away with that. He doesn't gain an advantage. He didn't get ahead of Stuart Jones, and he retains his position just about. But it's what maybe cost him a chance of a podium here, as he got time to catch them back up. Here is Martin Short, then in a zone of his own now. Martin driving very well to take the checkered flag. He punches the air. He takes the win. Second place to David MacArthur. Third place is going to be Stuart Jones. He's just about going to fend off Tom MacArthur. He's been reeling them both in, but I think he's going to be one lap shy of getting onto the podium as Martin Short celebrates a tremendous race victory. And look at this, still wheel-to-wheel action, and Nigel Dolan finally makes it around the outside and gets that 6th place away from Tom Hodgson. Martin Short takes the victory by just over 2 seconds from David MacArthur. Stuart Jones narrowly clinching the final step of the podium. So a win apiece for Short and MacArthur, but it's MacArthur who will claim the Wallpaper Central Autumn Trophy in post 89 because he set the fastest race lap.
Dave obviously appeared to have the pace that he had in the first race, and he was pulling away gradually, so I could see the gap behind was quite extensive, so I thought I'd just pace myself and get myself into a bit of a rhythm, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, he backed himself into me. He appeared to have a problem because the handling was looked to be quite difficult. So, what do you do? I overtook him around the outside into Lodge, and yeah, a totally unexpected win, but I'll grab it with both hands.
It started pretty well, and then I was strong mid-race, and then I think I've fallen asleep at the wheel, and I've just completely nailed the curve at the back end of the circuit, and something's bent, something's broke, but the thing wouldn't stop, wouldn't turn, barely went in a straight line, so we're happy with second.
Last season we won the championship, this is a new car for us. The team have worked so hard to get us up the grid, so to get a third, it's great for UCLan, the university, to be able to get us to this 3rd place, but really enjoyed the race.
Well, it's time for us to take a short break now, but we'll have plenty more when you come back and rejoin us here at Oulton Park in a few minutes' time.